this. All right, we're gonna do my favorite thing today. We're gonna create some characters. I've got 3 of 5 that I want to roll for sure, and 2 I'm unsure about. And let's get to that. All right, I want it on Path of the Damned again. I want level scaling all, and I don't want it to scale only upwards. I want it to scale appropriately for that. I think that was the biggest thing that last game has me. This is the thing that really pushed me into restarting 100%, was that it's super not fun having these fights against things that are a million levels above you, and there's no indicator that they're a million levels above you till you fight them. I would be happy to fight things my own level or around my own level or a couple levels above me even would be fine, but I'm gonna try it like this. I got some really cool ideas for characters, most of which we talked about yesterday, but and we got a little bit of room for some suggestions from chat. So I'm gonna want some input from you guys. There's just a couple classes that I'm not sure on quite yet. We'll talk about what it looks like in just a second. I'm really pleased with the paladin fighter multi-class. I had a look at that offline, and I'm really pleased with that. I'm not quite as pleased with the druid barbarian multi-class, but I'm doing
Eora, a world where mortals live, die, and are reborn through the turning of the wheel. The cycle of reincarnation watched over by the gods, and made possible through pillars of a mystical substance known as Audra. 5 years ago, you traveled from your home to the Deerwood, a nation that had waged war against the incarnated god of light, Aethys, resulting in his destruction. The country suffered from a plague of hollowborn, infants born without souls, that many believed was punishment for killing a god. In an ancient, secluded ruin, you witnessed a secret ritual that inadvertently transformed you into a watcher. One who can see and speak with souls. The ritual also gave you horrible visions, waking nightmares of a past life that threatened your sanity. To put them to rest, you pursued the man who had led the ritual, a seemingly immortal agent of the gods, known as Theos Ix Arcanon. With divine assistance, you confronted and defeated Theos, ending your visions and resolving the Hollowborn crisis. In so doing, you also learned the great secret that Theos had protected. That the ancient empire of Anguith had transformed themselves into gods. Your visions finally put to rest, you retired to the castle of Cadnua, built atop a massive statue of pure Audra, where you ruled in relative peace and prosperity.
All right. I don't think so, Kex. I think we're good on this. Maybe we go straight to 3, Kex. All right.
Made a nice story. You fixing up that old keep? Lifting the curse? Must have told it 100 times.
Good morning, guys.
But something got to gnawing at me. Thinking the spirits there weren't really at rest. But maybe the gods weren't finished with us.
Oh, I'm super excited about these characters.
I used to dream that when my god came back, he would forgive us. Last the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
And so you wake to a sleepless world, the in-between of life and death.
It's not character min-maxing. That's
Follow your memories.
we gotta talk about that in a minute,
You
chat.
have been here before.
It's not a matter of min-maxing. It really
You
isn't.
have seen past the shroud. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
I think I absorb or enjoy
A
rather.
watcher
Shut up.
sees souls, knows
Got it.
their
Let's
past,
talk here.
and the souls
I think,
see them back.
A significant portion of my enjoyment with the game is the synergy of my characters. It's not a
A
min-max
dubious
related
honor,
thing.
inheriting
That's a
a
large part of what I
fortress
enjoy
both
in
broken
RPGs
and
is leveling
cursed.
characters. And the fun part about leveling characters is these are really cool characters that do really cool things and have really good synergies, and this is
What
fun for me.
is a god?
And as we learn more about the game,
Higher power,
we want to do
a
more of
rewarder
that.
of good deeds and
I want
punisher
more
of
of
the
that
wicked.
available. And unfortunately with RPGs, one of the things that defines an RPG is you stick with a set of characters through the course of the game.
The gods aren't
And
real,
that
but
means
something else
oftentimes by the time
entirely.
you've learned how the game
Something
works, you're past the
created
point
by
where you
people.
can put those changes into effect on your guides. So here we are.
And did you ever
That's what we're
consider
doing.
that
Alright,
these were
go back
things
to them
you
chatting
were
away at
never
us
meant
now.
to understand? That their comprehension is beyond you?
Let the world see. Let them decide what to do.
Alright, I'm gonna try to watch all the cinematics for you guys.
Watcher. Come.
Yeah, even optimization's wrong. It's not necessarily that I want a better character. It's that I want a more fun character.
An aged dwarf shares this strange floating platform with you. His face is creased by so many wrinkles that his features lie buried amid shadowy pockets of skin. Still, the dwarf's well-practiced habits have left telltale tracks of a welcoming rictus across his visage. You can see his smile coming before it blooms, reshaping the dwarf's face from a hanging sack of flesh into something resembling an oddly carved, merry gourd, replete with unhealthy bumps and discolored splotches.
Yeah. I don't think the medical service and being in service of the gods is very good here. I don't think your health insurance covers a lot. Judging by the condition of the gods' faces and all their servants, not a lot of support for the common man.
Sit. Please. Thank you for joining us, Watcher of Cadnua.
A pale, slender neck rises from the gorget, topped by a hollow face. The milky skin stretched across it is delicate and translucent, like parchment that has been scraped clean too many times. She is preoccupied with the arrangement of cards on the table between you. With each movement, her armor squeaks and groans as though bearing an incredible weight. She places a final card, gives a nod of satisfaction, and raises her eyes to meet yours.
Kex, can you make a command for that, please?
Your brush with the divine has drained you of your powers, fractured your memories. Look upon these cards. They represent the courses of your life. You alone know best how they flowed. Arrange them to fit what you remember.
Don't think this matters at all. Survival of the fittest sounds what I'd probably have picked. We'll use
Does
that.
everything appear to be in order? Good.
Yes, it does.
Welcome to the Beyond. I am Barath. One half, anyway.
She points a finger in the direction of the dwarf who led you here. Though the movement is slight, her gauntlet squeaks like a rusty hinge. The dwarf's rictus returns as he nods in the woman's direction.
Tell me, do you remember when we last met?
Yes, in the halls of twins.
You came to that tower seeking our aid.
Thanks, Huberman.
You prayed for help in reaching Theos, beyond the Court of Penitence, but would not pledge yourself to me. Still, a pledge unmade stands fairer in this court than a pledge broken.
She places a card in the middle of the arrangement. A bell tower with no bell. Her fingertips slowly drag away from the card, faintly creaking as they retreat across the table.
You had need of the gods once before. Now it seems we have need of you. The being that occupied Odnua's statue beneath your castle was the dead god, Aothus. Of this we are certain. What we do not know is what his intentions are. Though Aethys stole a large fragment of your soul, you were strong enough to survive the onslaught and enter the in-between. You and he are still connected. He has chosen a body made of living Audra, perfused with the power of thousands of souls, including yours. It should be little difficulty for an experienced watcher to find him. No. But neither is your body truly alive. Your lungs draw breath, your heart pumps blood, but your flesh is as soulless as a hollowborn. That is, until I return you.
She delicately places a card upright on the table. The art depicts souls flowing out of a pillar of Audra.
Then let's get on with it.
Good. Before you return to Aora as my herald, you must remember who you were, the last whisper of life in death.
For a moment, the sockets of her eyes darken, leaving the pits of a death's head gazing out at you.
When you can picture your own face, the Beyond will lead you back to your own kind, to the world of mortals.
Alright, I think we're making some of the same jokes here. So our first character is going to be our tank. This is going to be some character creation. You're probably surprised by now joining one of my streams that we're going to spend some time on character creation. Normally we just click, random everything and just get going. But today we're going to put a little bit of time into this. So the first character is going to be a fighter paladin hybrid. That's what I'm interested in rolling with them. I have some decisions to make about what type of paladin fighter hybrid I would like to do. The Orlan start with a pretty nice buff here, which is the Wild Orlan. They start with resistance towards Resolve Afflictions. Resolve Afflictions fuck up your ability to tank, so it's kind of nice to have resistance to that right off the bat. I don't really care too much about might, and I do care a lot about perception, so this is accuracy. I say that. I'm not sure perception is relevant on the tank one way or the other. I care about perception on any character that has activatable, targetable effects, and probably not doing a lot of that on the tanks, quite honestly. So that's one option. The second option is we can pick up... so let's walk through these a little bit for the subclasses. This one gives us resistance to might afflictions, not that relevant on this guy. This guy gives us immunity to movement slowing effects like terrain effects, not very relevant. The dwarves get resistance to con effects. Over here, con afflictions, also not that interested in that. Elves get resistance to, one half gets dex afflictions. I do care about dex afflictions. Dex afflictions are the hobbled, immobilized, and paralyzed, which are pretty fucking annoying, especially for a pure melee, like a fighter. So there's a strong chance that Wood Elf is something I'm interested in. Godlike, I think are quite good, but I don't think they're really good for tanking. The Death Godlike is damage versus low hit point enemies. The Fire Godlike is, it gives you a very small amount of armor rating, I think 1 when you get low. And the rest of their shit's pretty bad, like weak burn damage. I really think they're not very good at all. The Moon Godlike are fine for a class that doesn't get attacked very often. The Nature Godlike are very good on casters where the their power level is very relevant. I don't think it's very relevant for melee, so I don't think Godlike are on the table. Humans have bonuses. They're all the same, unfortunately, but the 3 bonuses are, I think it's like 7 accuracy and I think 15 or 20% damage when they're low. Also not very relevant for the tank. So really it comes down to which type of affliction do we want to be resistant to? Do we want to be resistant to resolve afflictions, or do we want to be resistant to dexterity afflictions? And I don't have an answer. I don't have a direct answer on that. Both of those seem pretty damn useful to me for a primary tank role. Yeah. So, that I'm not so sure about. I guess we've been rolling Orlan. It's been pretty solid for us. I don't care about max might on them, although I care a little bit for the healing. Not so sure about that. Chat, got any thoughts? Want to chime in on this? This is going to be chat. What's going on with Elf's eyeliner? Is it Elf? That's what they do. All right, we're going to multi-class this. Let's take a quick look. I think there is some relevant information here because I think later on in their trees they get resistance to some of those, but I don't know if it's a dex or resolve related affliction. So we should pay attention to that, I guess, in the build here. So we're gonna go paladin fighter. I don't think it matters in multi-classing which you pick first. We're gonna go shield bearers, which is land hands prevents the target from being killed, and you gain +1 engagement. For the paladins, we'll pick up sworn enemy because I think flames of devotion is not what we're gonna want on this character. Second class is going to be a fighter, and we're gonna be picking up unbroken for +1 armor rating while wearing a shield, increased penetration on disengagement attacks, and +1 engagement. That's fine as well. I want to preview the tree. So once we start hitting about, I think it's this level. Yeah, there's con afflictions, perception afflictions, intelligent afflictions, but that's not resolve or dexterity. So just double check that it's not in there. Resistance just downgrades the severity of it. There's 3 severities for each type of affliction, each getting progressively more painful in terms of what it does to you. Alright, so we need to check the fighter side. Doesn't look like that helps us at all because the 2 that we're interested in actually aren't there. Where's the fighter side of resisting to afflictions? I think it's this tier and above. No, this tier is stat buff. It's the next tier that's resistance. Okay, fighter can get unstoppable, which is resistance to dex afflictions. We won't pick it up in a multi-class until 10, I think, but still that's doable. Oh, and there's resolve. So actually fighter, we can get between them, we can get all 5. I think there's 6, but we can get 5 of the 6 between all the 2 of them. So it doesn't actually matter whichever one we take. I guess it's a matter of which is more annoying. Shaken. Resolve afflictions are what? Shaken. -5 resolve. Terrified has to flee with terrified. That's pretty annoying for a tank. And what are the dex afflictions? Dexterity, reduced stride, can't move, and minus dex, and can't take any action. They have -5 dex and 50% of all hits events and their converted crits. Okay, that's pretty annoying as well, but I think paralyzed is generally pretty short duration. I actually think reading that, the resolve afflictions are a bigger deal. Okay, so with that, after reading that and seeing we can get all of them, we got to remember later on to pick up the anti-dexterity one, but I think we're going to pick up resolve first, which means we're going to go Orlin here. All right, and we want to go Wild Orlin. This is towards resolve afflictions. Great. Gonna multi-class that. We've already picked the multi-class. Oh, it's making me re-click. So I wonder if a fighter paladin and a paladin fighter are called the same thing. So it called us a crusader last time. Let's pick it in the other order and see if it calls it something different. I don't think anything of knockdown. I'm not sure we're going for accuracy here. I'm not entirely sure about that yet. Still a crusader. Okay. Alright, so we're on sworn enemy. Not that I think that's going to be relevant. So this is, I'm going to turn the music down during character creation a little bit. We'll turn it back up once we get going. This is a little bit of a decision point again for us. So I think, I don't think intellect is relevant particularly to this. We do have some active abilities, but most of ours are passive abilities, so I'm not, or have no duration. I think intellect is probably a dump stat here. I think resolve is the opposite of a dump stat here. I think resolve is going to be required for tanking, of course. We get this up to 19. Might and con, I'm going to leave con at 10. It will give us a little bit squishy to begin with, but should be fine a little bit later. We have a lot of healing. The question then becomes, which of these do we want to run? Do we want to run accuracy? I'm not sure how aggro in this game works. It seems to be damage dealt. Might is going to make our healing better. We do have heals as a melee, as a paladin / fighter. We have both the athletics heal as well as the direct healing off of lay on hands. But we also have passive healing through fighter or stuff that isn't, I don't think, affected by might. So there's a little bit of an argument for might. I don't think there's any argument for dexterity. I don't think we care there. There is an argument for perception. Perception is accuracy. It's the least efficient damage dealing stat because you're only getting 1% accuracy per compared to 3% speed or 3% damage for might and dexterity. But if you have to land targeted hits that do things on hit, accuracy is really important. And I'm not sure how accuracy works in terms of tanking. I'm not sure if enemies who are engaged by you are willing to leave engagement if you have lower accuracy. I don't know how much cheating it does with that. It's not necessarily cheating, but I don't know how much assessment it does in terms of looking at that. I suspect not very much. I suspect there's some like basic damage threshold that they reach before they leave. But there could be some reason basically to put perception in. So let's look at a spread between might and perception. Maybe erring on the might side. Oh, we can do both. That's okay. So we've given up intellect. Let's just take a quick look at make sure that our spells are not going to be too affected by that. Let's take a look at a preview of abilities. The duration of buffs is going to be reduced. Oh, this is fucking chat. We can't have chat be this character. Shit. This has got to be our second character. Well, we made a lot of decisions here. We can make these decisions in a moment when we get going. That's fine. I just realized we'll get locked into faith and conviction in storyline stuff, which I don't want to do. So this has to be our second character. Rip. All right, we'll come back to that. We're basically done with that. That should be pretty easy to recreate. All right, next character. We're going to do a Druid Barbarian. Or a... that could be fine. Or the other one that I'm 100% sure I want is a Cipher. Let's do the Druid Barbarian for right now. Yeah. Druid Barbarian. Sure. What faction for that? So, we have different set of interesting stuff for that. There's a pretty strong argument for running Amua here with the resistance to might afflictions. Might afflictions are which ones? Staggered, dazed, and stunned are all pretty fucking irritating. Pretty much all the afflictions are really irritating for us. I want to do that one right now, or is I want the easiest one to do here. Ciphers are pretty easy to do too. Which of these do we want to do right now? Kind of want to run the Druid. So it's Druid plus Barbarian. We're going to run Shifter Druid because I think they're super strong. There's a couple dead points in this build, and that really frustrates me. I think there's nothing I really care about here. Just double check as I read through these, make sure. I think Nature's Vigor and Charm Beast are the only two that really make any sense here. But I don't think we're taking Intellect, but we'll see. Maybe if I have to think about that, maybe we go let's go the easiest. I lied. Come back and forth in this a little bit. It's the problem of, it's kind of dumb that the Paladin gets max bonuses unless it's the player character, in which case it doesn't get max bonuses. That's pretty dumb. Okay, I want to go back. Come on, let me go back. There we go. All right, we're going to single class this. We'll do the Cipher. I want to do a Beguiler Cipher. So the Beguiler Cipher gets reduced focus in general, but increased focus on enemies that are vulnerable to sneak attack. And sneak attack is basically any affliction or if they're flanked. And they get increased range on deception spells, deception Cipher spells, which I really, really like. Yeah, and increased focus on that. On enemies who are vulnerable to sneak attack. So, I know what their abilities do. I'm not worried about that. Let's grab Eye Strike, which I really like, which is a blind, AoE blind, which is basically damage reduction. On a caster, I want Perception. I guess we need to choose Race now. So, because the Race does determine the max of each stat you can have going in. So we will back out to Race. All right, what do we want for that? Don't care so much about the Orland stuff. Human stuff isn't so relevant either. I have a pretty strong appreciation for the Moon Godlikes. They get a auto heal basically the first time they get hit. Or the first time they get hit below 75% health, I believe. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I'm not so worried about the affliction stuff or the resist stuff. And then there's resistance to might afflictions. I don't think so. I think of all those, the Moon Godlike seems the most useful to me. I'm not expecting them to be in a position where they can take advantage of being at low health. I'm not expecting them to be... I mean, the other one is the Orlan's Hearth Orlan. When Hearth Orlans attack a target that's also being threatened by a teammate, they convert some of their hits to crits. This is okay. That would be alright in this scenario too. But I kind of like the idea of not having to babysit this. The Cipher doesn't have any healing of their own. So it kind of nice to have that emergency healing going off on that. The downside of Moon Godlike, you can't wear helmets. The helmets had really cool stats so far. So every time I picked up a helmet, I've been like, wow, this is awesome. And last time I ran with like 1 million guys. I guess the other option would be to run, the other Godlikes are pretty nice too. Nature Godlike's really good. Nature Godlikes are under the effects of Might, Con, or Dex Inspiration. It's a little bit awkward as Might, Con, or Dex. I guess Might's okay. Then they benefit from an increased power level, which apparently affects some of your spells. So there's some argument for making your casters this. And the Cipher is definitely going to be a caster. So maybe we try Nature Godlike, maybe we try Moon Godlike. It sounds like I'm going one of the Godlikes though for that. I don't know which though. The other caster class we're going to run is either a Chanter or a Wizard. Both of those would also benefit from being like this. So maybe we'll try Nature Godlike on our casters and see how that feels with the increased spell power stuff. So, alright, let's do that. Godlike. Nature Godlike. What do they want to look like? Little one. Medium one. Let's give him Elf. Alright. Single class this into a Cipher. Cipher gets what now? Insight, Metaphysics, Sleight of Hand, Mechanics, and Bluff. Alright. That's worth writing down. Let me grab pen and paper. 2 seconds. I think either Moon or Nature or the Hearth Orlan would have been fine here. So this is our Cipher. And gets 2 Insight, 2 Metaphysics, 2 Bluff, 2 Sleight of Hand, and 2 Mechanics. Okay. Godlike's heal is terrible on Path of the Damned. I didn't find it terrible on Path of the Damned. I found it okay on Path of the Damned. But anyways, it's fine. We can go with this one. Alright, so grab that. Beguiler, yes. Eye Strike, yes. Alright, stat-wise, just looking at this. We want to get our perception up. Accuracy is super important. This is for the min-max for the Paladin. I'm going to dump Resolve. So perception up. I don't want to dump Intellect. I want Intellect actually maxed. Dex is important, but Might is more important. So I still have more Intellect here, annoyingly. Perception's max, let's still hit 1. Might's pretty good too. I mean, the thing is, we're not really doing damage on this class. I mean, we are a little bit. So duration of buffs is really, and debuffs is what I care about. The damage directly, it does matter a little bit for her focus, but it's not super relevant to anything else. I'm almost tempted to run up. I mean, damage, you get damage from one of 2 things, right? Doing direct damage or cast speed. I think I prefer cast speed on her as opposed to Might, I think. So I think I want to pump these 3 scores here, leave that neutral, and dump Resolve. That feels fairly balanced to me. Intellect for the duration of our effects as well as area of effect size so that we can debuff and buff efficiently. Perception for the accuracy on any sort of targeted thing like any mind control or anything like that. We have to hit those accuracy rolls. So this is basically debuff accuracy. And then dexterity represents cast speed. I think action speed includes recovery speed. Like if I'm understanding that correctly, this is basically you do something, then you do something else. So that seems okay to me. So, yeah. Let's grab that. And to be honest, most of the stats you get don't actually come from character creation. These stats don't seem to scale as the game goes on. They're kind of stationary. You get stats off armor and items. So I think it's a little bit less punishing than it is in some other RPGs, because some other RPGs are, your stat gain across the course of time is really important. And this is just kind of like your starting stats. So I feel a little bit better about that. I don't really want to go below 10 con. Con I feel is a pretty weak ability overall, but I don't really want to go above that. So let's or below that rather. So let's grab this. Do we prepare about perception or int more here? Ability duration is really nice in these guys. I think I'm gonna go int. Perception is probably the least efficient stat, although it seems almost entirely mandatory on this difficulty, because you're never going to get your hit percentages above like 60%, and if you're not running perception, it's like 50 or 40%, so it gets pretty painful. All right, what was our job? What was our job? So we already have buffed our 2 active skills right now on a Cipher are Sleight of Hands and Mechanics. It's a little bit awkward because I don't really want to max either of those on a Cipher. I like Sleight of Hands on my guys, my stealthers and my guys up front. Not Sleight of Hand, Mechanics, because that's Trap Disarm. So let's look through these. Our passives are Insight, Metaphysics, and Bluff. This gives us Insight and Mechanics. This maybe we keep Mechanics on her. Maybe we separate Stealth from Disarm. That could be a thing. So Insight and Mechanics would be decent there. In fact, that seems about the only one I care about. There's nothing that buffs Insight? Guess not. Oh yeah, Insight right there, Insight Mechanics. Okay, we're gonna go Artist then for Mechanics and Insight. Looks good to me. Weapon-wise, I really liked Warbows on my back range casters because it gives them consistent damage on anything. Warbows, they're active, lets them switch to a thing that makes them slower to draw, but gets plus armor penetration. So anything I hit, even the toughest shit, I can hit with. There's some argument for the way, I'm not exactly sure how the focus on a whatever this is, a Cipher class. So Ciphers gain resources by doing damage, but I'm not sure if it's per hit, per damage, or both. So there might be some argument for saying that rapid draw, like rapid fire, might give us more focus in general, but I don't think so. I'm gonna run a Warbow, and then our secondary thing I don't really have quite as strong of an opinion on. Maybe we could run a second ranged weapon. So these are super slow. It doesn't seem what we want to do. This is 1 and 4. It's not too bad. This is 9 and 4. I mean, we could take our second specialty with hunting bow and switch between them depending on the target. But I feel like really what I probably want is a second set in case we start getting picked on. Maybe like a large shield. And then we can pop back for accuracy related things. This will help us if we're getting drilled by like archers. So we can use the wall. But I just don't know that we're ever going to have enough enough defenses to matter. This will give us 12 deflection, but we already start with 0. I don't know exactly what this does. Shield significantly reduces incoming ranged weapon damage as well as damage from targets at target reflex. Okay. There might be something there. We wouldn't use the large shield most of the time, and we wouldn't be using the Warbow overdraw very often, but at least have these options. The other thing to potentially be picking in would be some of the wand stuff. I like interfering barrage. I think this is really strong, which is it's a -10 accuracy debuff, but I feel like it doesn't do enough damage for her to be generating focus. So I'm gonna run this and see how it treats us. We get a couple more specs later on. We can't respec the core ones we started with. But we will get another armor spec later, and I have or another weapon spec later, and my suspicion is it doesn't matter too much. All right, what do we want our Cipher to look like? I think that's not a bad picture for a Cipher. Although she is godlike, she is nature godlike, but, I mean, yeah. I think that's fine. We'll do this. Okay. What do we want her to say?
Let's go.
Let us end this.
Onward.
Finish them.
Why are the mystics bloodthirsty?
Attack
to whispers and shadows. Yes? Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Sure, we'll run Mystic on our girl. All right. How do we want her to stand? Don't really care. Heroic, you bet. She's a heroic Cipher. Okay, so what are we naming our beguiler Cipher? No, I don't know, and I don't think we can rename later. It's too bad. Maybe after one of my mods, one of my donators for this. I think we had you know who will make this? Who did we have donated the other day for this? Damn, his name is escaping me. I think it begins with a G. Seems sad to be held up here on this. Do you guys remember? Garafat? Something like that? Shit, I don't remember. Chat whispers, Filthy Cider, Huberman. We could... I think we'll keep a different character for Huberman. No, it wasn't Gandalf. I'm not naming it after some fucking wannabe wizard. Chat with a megaphone. Nope. Nope. Yeah, Galdifrax. There you are, Galdifrax. Yeah, I couldn't remember your name. Thank you. We had a donation from you the other day for a character, and I would love to continue that. And I think this is going to be a super cool buffing character. Cheers for that. Glad you're in channel. Good timing. All right. So it looks pretty good to me. And that's character 1 done. We're 1/5 of the way to starting the game.
My herald. Know that I do not give you this title lightly. When the time comes, you will have the power to reveal the souls that cling to you.
Praise the sub.
To open the gateway from the in-between to the waking world.
Thank you for the sub-discounted opinion. Welcome to the channel. All right.
Find Aethys. Learn his plans. When I have cause to talk to you, I will summon you.
With a quick gesture of her hand, you feel a sharp pain in what would be your chest. The pain continues, intruding deeper into your soul. Looking down, you see a small lump of darkness roiling within you. The darkness lingers there, but the pain abates and fades entirely within the span of a few seconds.
A chime. Do not fear, Herald.
A new
It will not
subscriber
harm you
arrives.
unless you choose to
It
cross
fills you
me.
with
I
determination.
trust it will not come to that.
She's literally put a
Her
fucking
gauntleted
bomb in
hand
us.
gestures to the dwarf.
It's for your
hovering
safety
nearby.
and mine, she says, as she puts a small magical bomb deep into our like spirit. Ridiculous. How is that supposed to garner trust? I'm ready to kill her right now for that. Welcome, Trubane. Thanks for the sub. Welcome to the channel.
The dwarf nods, contorts his face with his odd smile, and gestures to a new door.
All right. So character 1. We can't run here yet, unfortunately. In the spirit world, everyone moves at a really fucking slow-ass pace. Right? Hi. Back. I think we'll get a command for the builds. We're going to be building the other builds together. So the next trick is to get to level 2 so we can recruit adventurers and we can recruit all of our own builds. Okay. So we're
The
awake.
return to your body feels like waking after a fitful drunken sleep. The rocking of the ship sends pain jolting through your limbs. Crashing waves hammer inside your skull. Adair watches over your body with a glazed look, taking long, even tokes from his pipe. At the first movement of your chest, he starts. His gasp, mid-puff, sends him coughing and straining for breath.
No, there's no way. You're awake. What are you doing awake? How are you feeling?
All right. We're feeling alive.
Alive's a big improvement.
I hate to cast a pall over your recovery, but I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
The voice echoes from inside the bust. The remains of the steward of Cad Nua.
Cad Nua has been destroyed. Aethys possessed the statue of Maros Nua and rose from the ground, consuming the souls of all nearby. It is only by the exceptional strength of your soul that you survived. And even then, just barely. The further Aethys withdrew, the weaker you became. We chartered this ship and followed him to the Deadfire archipelago. I know not how, but it seems he has retained a piece of your soul, and proximity to it has brought you back.
How could you know all that? You've been faking on us.
All right. We're here. We're alive.
Misfortune's brewing topside. We... Magrants fires, the captain stirs.
An older man with ale-sour breath rubs his bloodshot eyes and stares at you.
Engrim, the smell of drink on your breath could wake the very dead. Now what's this about?
Pirates. They're demanding parley with you, Cap.
I know this is asking a lot, but you better arm yourself and get on deck. Should be some gear in there.
All right. Get to the tutorial stuff. Get our warbow. Excellent.
All right. Now make some use of it.
Okay, let's go ahead and equip our stuff. We've got mail armor, but we don't really want mail armor on our caster. We'll throw the heavy armor, or the heavy shield in there if you would get out of my way, tutorial, and I could actually drag it. Thank you. And a bow in here. Okay, let's get going.
The pirates of Deadfire are notorious. I suggest you...
Not as long-winded as our servant there. All right.
Well, what have we here? A little sloop? Lost and alone in the storm? I'll be taking your ship now, if you don't mind. And especially if you do.
Well, at least he asked.
I am a gentleman of fortune. Give her up easy, and I'll see you get a swift death. It'll be bloody and agonizing, sure. But at least it'll be quick.
How is it stoic to make a rude hand gesture? The storm's pretty loud. Did you say you're surrendering? That's the one I like the most out of these options.
Then he's going to wear his breeches on his head and dance for us? Did I hear that right?
Aye. But the breeches are gonna be stitched from your skin. You got a smart mouth on ya. Careful. That'll get you killed faster than any blade. Listen up, mates. I'm off to spear me a bigger fish. One with sharper teeth like. I'm trusting you lot not to cock this up. Don't damage the sloop when you take it. Play with the crew if you'd like, but don't bring me any prisoners. None that are alive.
You had better...
All right, incoming combat. Let's back up a little bit. Yeah, I don't need combat introductions. It's fine. And let's start shooting here. What's the pirates' defense? 3. It's fine. All right.
Defend the ship!
No focus to speak of to begin with. There we go. What's going on with my cast here? There we go. Let's get the shot off. Oh god. 2 melee, I should have ran. Alright, are they engaged on us? No engagement, so we can run. Okay. How's the health looking? More debuffs. Oh, we died before we get debuff. Sure. Oh, she's alive. Surprising. Don't let him reload. Okay. Cool.
Storm's picking up! Take cover!
An easy victory. Alright, you defeated the pirates, but you're not out of trouble yet. The storm picks up, lashing your ship and driving you dangerously close to a rocky shore. The Defiant's crew hurries to reduce sail and batten down the hatches. They work quickly, but the ship is still listing heavily. Just then, a loose crate tumbles towards you, gathering speed on the rain-slicked deck. It misses you, but knocks Chittipuck, one of your deckhands, off his feet. We grab him. The Defiant heaves. Chitopek pitches over the side. He grabs onto the rail, but his fingers are slipping. He cries out for help. Meanwhile, the runaway crate totters on the edge of the deck, ready to plunge overboard. You recognize the symbol on the front and realize this likely contains the salvage from Cadnua, your keep. Rescue the dude. You grab his arm just as his grip fails. For a tense moment, he hangs suspended over the roiling sea. Then, with a mighty tug, you pull him back onto the deck. You hear a heavy splash. The crate from Cadnua is gone. Chitopek, meanwhile, nods in gratitude and hurries to his station. Meanwhile, the storm has driven you ashore. A flash of lightning reveals a treacherous coastline and Aethys striding into the distance. So we're just following this guy's naked ass across the waves. Like, that's been our, it's not like set course to that land. It's set course to his asshole and follow him. The lookout barely has time to shout a warning before the Defiant runs aground. And the asshole recedes into the distance, our hopes and dreams crushed. The impact hurls you from the deck and into a froth of waves, bodies, and splintering debris. You struggle towards the beast just ahead, even as the surf tugs you towards the open sea. You kick and paddle with all your might until at last you feel sand between your fingers. Pulling yourself ashore, you collapse. Alright. There you go. It's not another restart. It's just a restart. So we're going to go, we decided with mechanics and insight here, right? As much as possible. Okay. Let's explore the island.
You've been getting a lot of sleep so far on this trip. I'd have woke you, but you look so peaceful with your face in the sand. If you're worried about the ship, you can stop worrying. It's wrecked right over there. So far, it's just you and me and the chair lady over there.
It's a relief to see you awake, my lady. I worried you were in for another long sleep.
I hate boats.
Shh. It's right behind you.
Unfortunately, I believe we'll be needing the Defiant yet. Unless you mean to settle down on the island for good.
Oh, there's a thought.
Alright, let's get going.
Let's see about the other survivors. And somehow we gotta get the ship repaired. I don't want to be paddling out of here on a salvage raft.
For now, I'd say your best bet is to find some sign of civilization. If nothing else, we may be able to hire on a shipwright. My lady, if it is not too taxing, could you explain how it came to pass that you were returned to us?
Squint dramatically while looking out over the ocean. I've returned as the Herald of Bareth. I'm on a special mission to find Aethys and learn what his plans are.
Sure. I suppose if any mission could be considered special, it'd have to be this one.
A perilous endeavor indeed. Castle or no castle, you are still my lady, and I will aid you to the best of my ability.
Well, I suppose we better get a move on.
Let's go. Alright, he can be a fighter for now. It's fine. We're going to be getting rid of him at this first available option. Alright, let's do whatever you think.
As you gets beyond me.
Picked up a wand. That's actually helpful. We want a wand with this. Healing potions would be good. Oh, let's move a little bit faster. Alright, Irina. Let's chitter chatter.
Oh, certainly. I shall make it.
Okay. Do we want to go up here? We do. Continue. Scale the hull by hand. Ooh, watcher only check. We have 0 athletics. It's painful. Can we make it? Oh, we did make it. It's nice.
You're looking better, Casita. That, or I'm worse off than I thought. It's my leg, Matico. It hurts even worse than it looks.
Craft the splint from some debris and help her down.
I wasn't planning on going for a run, Casita. It still hurts, but I can manage from here. Have you found any of the others yet? I'll start a fire. If any of the others are out there, hopefully they'll see it and turn up.
Alright, good deal.
Yes?
Let's go back down. Alright,
yes?
Let's go into the cave. Well, I guess let's get the rest of the stuff over here, then we'll do the cave.
Hope the rest of those sodden bastards made it. Could be a
Sweet.
Alright, I should be moving slightly differently. I don't want you in front. I do want you in front.
Sweet.
Let's just set up the combat AI on this. For details, Cipher aggressive. What is a Cipher aggressive for her? Conditional doesn't have concentration, debuff with these. Doesn't have resolve, debuff with these. Why is mind stuff not here yet? Alright, what's our custom? We don't have buffs yet. I guess we're not setting that up quite yet. I'll wait till I get a couple more abilities before I worry about it.
Not quite.
Does he have any abilities that matter? He's got a knockdown. Sure. Let's try to hit him with that knockdown. That's the plan. Young boar wrecking us. So we can't fucking hit it. Yeah. There we go. Finally a hit. Now we can debuff it. Second wind here.
Not even close.
The boar just miss it? Yeah, Eye Strike misses boar. Feels bad. Feels real bad. Okay. Am I done with Battletech? I don't know about done. I'm definitely not planning on playing that for a little bit right now, though. Game's super good, but I've done a lot of its content. Alright, we know there's another boar over here. We need to get into the cave. Let's do that. Okay, we need to formation move this. Oops. Set our formation up. You're in front. Okay.
Hey, fancy seeing you. I can't see much of anything really, apart from you. Just endless gray.
Ship ran aboard and you died. Ran aground.
Storm? That's strange. You'd think a man would recall a storm. It's like someone cut away a part of my memory. There's just this big black hole. It's weird. I thought death would be different. Big light and so on. But I don't see anything at all. Just you.
Bears charged me with guiding souls to the afterlife, so I suppose you're my responsibility.
Suppose that sounds nice enough. I'll follow you then, shall I?
If you must.
Still seeing ghosts, huh? I suppose you're stuck with that.
Let's go after the boar. Let's get some increased accuracy on these attacks. Nope. More increased accuracy.
Not even close.
Alright, let's debuff so we can get we get more focus off debuff targets. Okay. Right now it's kind of annoying, so we don't have any debuff targets. Let's see if we can hit anything with this guy. There's a hit. Look at that. Why aren't you shooting him? Are you not attacking really?
What do you need?
Alright.
I got it.
Can I loot the corpse yet? There's nothing on that corpse? Alright, fine.
Mind the boars, Watcher. I can't hold them back.
Isn't there supposed to be a light?
Okay, she doesn't want to come home. Let's go here.
Wait, look there.
Fight the boar. First one's a hit. Great. Maybe we can get a debuff off. Oh, we hit all of our attacks. It's even better than debuffing. Okay. Let's grab stuff over there. I do want to run an alchemist. I have an idea for that. Of course. Okay. Into the cave. Find the rest of our people. Debuff the bacon into ham. I think that's buffing bacon. Or buff the ham into bacon, I think is how that works. Alright.
Silence surround.
I guess we're not the first to head this way.
What's that bit? Is that hardtack? Alright, what's he wearing for armor? He has his Saint's War armor, which is pretty good. +1 religion, +1 stealth on him is pretty useless, but it's fine. He's got healing pots. So does she. What do we have in terms of, what does this do? 10 will +1, 2. Okay, it's a healing thing. It's fine. Not a lot of healing, mind you, but. Alright. Alright, grab the other one. Let's get the debuff. Oh, we don't have 9 yet. Okay. Or 10, right?
Missed.
There we go. Debuff. And you can switch targets. Good. Blinded. Now we get bonuses for attacking it.
Yes.
Good, good. This game's amazing. Yeah, thank you. Try to remind me again about that God of Frax. I absolutely do need to do that. Need to steal his stuff before we give him up.
Hey.
Alright. Pretty low experience gain off killing creatures. Most of the experience game seems to be off of
trouble up ahead.
Quests. Okay, unfortunately I think they're fucking immune to piercing. Maybe they're not immune yet. Nope. No, definitely. Oh, but God of Frax just hit skeleton for 25 slashing. Does the warbow do piercing slashing? Both? 'Cause that'd be pretty nice. I don't remember that being true, but maybe it does. Warbow. Piercing slashing. Nice. Okay.
Of course.
So when a weapon does 2 types of damage, it always picks the better of the 2 for your target, which is great.
I shall make it so.
I want him to come down here, so let's just go drag him down.
Sure. Hey.
Oh, indeed.
Hey. Uh-huh.
See if we can knock him down.
Missed.
Nope. Let's try again. And again. This is why active sucks so much without max perception on this level, because you can't fucking do anything. We're gonna debuff. And missed again. It's not even attacking, we should auto attack. Nice. Alright. I should set up a real simple thing for her in a second.
Let's take a look. Wait, look there.
Alright, more skeletons. One of them is a gunner, right? That one, I think. That's a pistol in his hand. Let's go get him.
I shall.
Finish them!
Okay, let's run defensive stuff with the shield right now and try for a knockdown, but I'm pretty sure it won't work. Actually, let's wait on the knockdowns. Does flanking do anything for knockdown effects? So let's take a quick look at this spell. Blinded. And that's it, blinded. No, it doesn't do anything for knockdown. So let's try for a knockdown. Nice. Rip skeletons.
Yes, I shall make it.
Alright, continue over here. Can we open this? I think we have mechanics down here, right? Yeah. Nice.
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah, I put on full scaling for this game. So all enemies, if they're above us in level, scale down, and if they're below us in level, scale up. I tried last playthrough with just scaling up, and the problem was it doesn't tell you what type of enemies you're encountering. So I was going to areas and they'd be like level 15 or level 12, and I'd be level 5 or 6.
Trouble up ahead.
And that's only a problem if you can't. That becomes a problem if you don't know that before you engage. It just leaves for a lot of very, very boring and frustrating engagements. All right. Okay, I like to blind as soon as I can. One more hit to do that.
Not quite.
What's his armor? 7 versus slashing, but only 5 versus piercing, so we're good. All right, I can now debuff, which is what I'd like to do. That was a miss, unfortunately. It's not doing a lot of damage to us though.
Not quite.
Don't need that. Let's
Missed.
get regular attacks. This costs me recovery for increased resistance. He's not doing enough damage to worry about it.
Missed.
Any chance you could fucking hit him? There we go. Alright, let's try for some knockdowns. That was a miss. Let's try again. And again. We haven't hit with this yet. We've used it 10 times.
Better than that.
Nope. No hits. Let's heal.
Not quite.
Holy crap. If every one of our attacks misses on him. Let's take a look at why it's so bad. Godifrax misses. It's just because he has massive resist. That's it. He just has very good melee defense.
Leave it to me.
I guess we are gonna run shield stuff again.
Come on.
There we go. Hit him with some blinds. Should reduce his accuracy, give us time to heal. Doesn't do anything for our damage, but it's alright. Gives us time to heal.
Certainly. Yes.
Better than that.
Yeah?
Pretty close to dying here. Could healing pot. I don't think I need to. Just have to connect. Any connect. There we go. Alright.
What's a metal killing machine doing out here himself in a cave anyway? Collecting his thoughts? Well, that's gonna be hard to explain.
Nice. Pick up a amulet of resisting a bunch of stuff. Not direct melee defense, but like everything else. That's fine. Or a ring. Alright.
That R looks about as good as it smelled at this point.
Let's disarm the traps.
What have we
Damned pirates.
Theodol, well...
Adair, been trying to find a way past without losing a leg or getting a face full of poison.
I can take care of your few traps.
Well, they sting something.
So he's one of our lost crewmates.
I shall now hear something.
I want to pick his pocket too, but we'll do that
As you
after we
like.
disarm the traps.
I shall
Trouble
make
up
it so.
ahead.
What have we here? As you like. I shall make it so. Certainly. As you like.
Alright, disarm the traps, take the loot, come
Yes.
back and steal his stuff in a moment. Stole his fruit. Okay. I think that means he can go now.
Ah, bless you, lady. Would have been a sorry way to go. It's just bats and stinking corpses in this cave. You find anyone else? Then I'll head that way myself.
See you on the beach. Great. I looked at the AI configuration menu.
Yes,
I spent a
certainly.
little bit of time on it last stream, Kex, but I haven't looked
Whispers and
since.
shadow. Very well.
Alright, let's get on this guy.
Oh, indeed.
Very satisfying when we hit these fucking things. Very satisfying. Alright, where else have we been? We're missing the cave in the north, right? Okay.
I shall make it so. Trouble. I fear not. I shall.
Remember these things hitting pretty hard? Let's find out.
Missed.
Alright, we'll pick it on the other target at least. It's good. Maybe.
Yeah?
Leave it to me.
Blinded, great. We get a flank too. Good hits off that warbow. It's weird to think of casters as like ranged archer damage, but they really are.
Indeed.
This one anyways. Okay, give me
As
the,
you like.
the stuff.
Oh, certainly.
Good. There, I was gonna say I thought there was somebody to swim through here. All right, let's continue. Let's send someone to scout for air pockets. You can do it. Good. Now let's swim through. Great. An extra soul and an extra chest.
Told him not to bring that thing in there. Didn't like the look of it one bit. But no one daren't speak poor of his precious animancy tech.
Okay.
Special gift from his contact, he says. Now it's acting all weird. Gives me the damn creeps. You feel it too, right? Like it's looking straight through you? Came out here to get away. Couldn't stand it staring at me anymore. Then... Oh, my memory's fuzzy. Anyway, you want a Benwifts? Haven't seen you for, but he's been bringing all sort of new folks on lately. Can't hardly keep track.
I don't know how to tell you this, but you're dead.
Spirit? Wait a tick, is that why everything's all grey? Hell, that explains some things. And here I thought maybe I just bonked my head. Look, maybe we should stick together. Feels right, you know? Well, with you being the only other thing around and all. I can give you a hand with, spirity stuff.
I'm a watcher, I got the spirity stuff covered. No, stay with me, I'll find a way to return you to the wheel.
I tell you, mate, I'd take anything over this endless grey. Even Remagon's frosty ass crack.
See, it's all about ass cracks. Okay. +1 spirits.
I shall make it.
And some loot. Great.
I shall.
Let's get out of here. So that's the other boat? The boat that we fought against? Because that's our boat. That's like a little tiny one. Thought he still lived, the guy who jumped us. Game looks cool. Game is very cool. Game is very, very fun. All right, let's get out of this cave. How close are we to level 2? About half. When we hit level 2, we can recruit adventurers, which would be great. Let's swim through. I think we're done with this cave. Looks like a yes. Let's get out of here. Got our crewmate back.